subject to slight corrections on page 2 of the minutes of meeting. I move for the approval of the minutes of meeting, HOBAC PGCS number 095-2018, held on November 29, 2018.
Yes, been moved as seconded. We approve the minutes of previous back meeting by no additional. There being none, the minutes of HO back BGCS number 035-2018, held last November 23, 2018, is approved as corrected. Let's proceed to the next item on our agenda, the procurement contract. Okay, procurement of firearms.
Yeah. Good afternoon. This project is the procurement of firearms for Port Police. As a background, how
There are 388.
candidate. Sorry, this
Reluctant.
no, because I need the Port Police to confirm the information. So, the PPA is, to ano, siya na yung sasagot. 388 candidate positions for Port Police. We intend to provide each individual with 2 firearms.
Ilan yung field? Ilan yung field ngayon?
Field there are 133 field positions.
So, batilyon nyo,
388.
388, field,
133.
We had there was an inventory in 2017, and we found losses of firearms amounting to around 274 units of firearms amounting to around 2 million.
274
Pieces.
Losses.
Pieces of firearms.
ilan yung natira?
316, sir.
116.
Oh.
Ilan yung pistol sa 360?
Mhm.
Ilan yung pistol? Handgun?
Ngayon sa
Sa 360?
hindi ko na alam yung ano ng
So, so yung sa 360, may handguns yan.
at saka may ano rin mahaba ko.
Okay.
Yes. We have obtained pictures because PSAS is also roaming around obtaining pictures. These firearms can no longer be used at its optimum performance because the last procurement is more than 10 years na yata.
Tuloy mo ba kayo?
Actually,
Equipment is Equipment normally depreciates in 3 years. Pero yung mga baril natin, minsan wala ng parts, kulang-kulang na din.
Sa 360, ilan yung kompleto parts ilan yung sabon?
most of itong mga sa 316, most of it are yung mga ano sir, yung mga matagal na, yung like for example Taurus, just pure more than 20 years ago. And then yung ano din yung ano din yung mga may mga ano tayo, yung mga shotguns na 1977 pa. Marami na mga defective na rin na mga ano ng mga parts sa mga baril. O minsan yun that's why the Port Police Department in ISAS regularly conducting itong papa-inventory ng mga equipment. Particularly ito yung serviceable, pag-determine kung serviceable pa ba o hindi.
Paano dinidispose yung ibenta natin?
Benta as metal or
Hindi, pero as is or kailangan sirain mo muna yan bago natin pwede?
I'm not sure. We look into the way of disposal of the Because we are still conducting inventory for 2018, and we are finalizing the case for the lost firearms.
So technically, you're saying, lahat ng luma natin, hindi natin magagamit.
Ano naman sir, there are some.
We will retire.
Pero wala pa tayo current inventory, considering the age, a large number,
We have
dangerous na
May
yung
mga ano na
design.
sir, may mga ano na tayo, may mga ibang inventory na inventory.
We have inventory. Yes, we have inventory. But considering we are programming for everything, to upgrade the status of the port police, this is the intention na bago na silang barel and latest models.
Okay, proceed.
Um, We have assisted the port police because the budget of all security equipment is with the ASD because these are equipment. So they have chosen the requirements and specifications also as to quantity and what budget was provided to us. We canvass existing suppliers in the market. There are only limited suppliers for firearms, and these are the providers also for law enforcement agencies such as the ND, PNP, and AFP. We have also coordinated with PNP concerning the registration because there's a procedure to follow as to um, how we can procure pending the losses that were not reported.
Registered na ba tayo ulit?
Right?
Undergoing registration.
Ano to gawin sir?
Undergoing because there's
Pero notwithstanding that, pwede tayo bumili ng baril.
yes, we will register these units anew. We will be procuring 200 units of 9mm pistol and 75 units of shotgun. These are the specifications of
Sinabi niyo kasi na each port police, 2 handguns. So ayan, 2 pistols, and nasa yung mga shotgun, or 1 pistol, 1 shotgun?
Ay yung ano, combination sir.
combination.
Combination, 1 pistol, 1 shotgun. And based sa sinabi mo, you have a platinum of 388, although field is 133. Dito, 275. So after this, procure pa kayo ulit?
Ano muna siguro sir. Tingnan natin.
Per budget is what was approved. So we are maximizing it. And for the concern of the body, we have a pending request with the Office of the President for the procurement of 150 units um, submachine guns. Because this is a high-powered gun, it needs to pass through the Office of the President. So that's 150. Hindi pa rin equal, but there is also the intention to provide, I think binibigyan din ng port managers and department
Yes,
managers.
so hindi lang to final procurement.
Hmm?
Hindi to final procurement sa port police. Hindi ibig sabihin, with this, hindi pa ma-complete yung requirements mo.
We cannot procure for the entire 388 until they are filled up, then we will purchase
So yung
additional.
target mo ngayon
At
is
least.
existing. So hindi lang port
At least.
police ang magkakaroon ng baril.
Yes, yes sir. As a practice sir, we also provided firearms sa mga port managers.
Out of the 275 units in total, how many will be given to the port managers and how many will be for port police?
Each port manager bibigyan, and I think also
Bibigyan
our
ng pistol and shotgun or
pistol only.
Pistol only. Okay, so yung 25 na yan, puro port police yan.
Yes sir.
Mr. Chair, I think yung mga firearms, maganda yung plano, no? But firearms are not usual equipment, hindi unusual computers. I believe sa NBI, before they will be issued a firearm, they really have to go neuropsychological exams and they really have to pass it. Lahat sila, talaga napakahirap yung exam na daanan nila. before they will be allowed to have it. Hindi yata yan yung usual na equipment natin. So parang ganun lang ba tayo? Magpaplano lang tayo. Sige, pagbibigyan mo yung mga yan, parang meron. Is that something that, ano?
May procedure ba tayo sa when before
At present ba, mayroon ba tayong usual na procedure for that? Na parang, sige, bili tayo, pagbibigyan yan, parang meron lang, just for the sake na meron lang. Parang medyo, ano pa yata ito para sa atin. Kasi hindi naman ito usual na equipment.
Just a follow-up. Dun sa sinabi niya Attorney Gana na meron procedure dun sa NBI, how many of those port police or port managers pass the kind of examination or test for ano ba tayo?
Sa akin, iba yung pagbili na natin, iba yung pag-assign. So, mahirap naman na you wait for everyone to pass before we purchase. So, yung tanong ko sa inyo, may procedure ba in place similar to that na sinasabi sa NBI or as a private individual purchasing a firearm in registration in place before it's assigned? Kung wala, dapat meron kayo before you assign it.
Sa ano naman sir, sa port police, before they will be issued with firearms, first they will pass they will undergo the port police basic course, which they will be taught with proper handling of firearms, yung dapat i-ano nila, and then yung protocol sa pag-ano ng handle ng firearms, and then there are some safety measures sa pag-ano ng firearms. So before they will come, and then they will be undergo yung sa firearms proficiency training aside of the port police basic course before they will
Psychological aspect.
Psychologism also sir, they will be undergo the neuropsychiatric exam.
So, hindi automatic na port
It's
police.
hindi automatic, sir.
Although our goal is each
Mm.
port police magkakabaril, pero
Yes, sir.
they need to pass the basic training,
Yes, sir.
yung proficiency, and yung psychological exam.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
Sir, may I inquire if you will also be issuing to any police officer regardless of where they are assigned, even if they are only working at the office, side office premises, kailangan ba sila may shotgun or pistols?
Depende naman sir sa ano nila, sa assignment nila. Of course, kung nasa opisina lang sila, more on yung mga pistols lang ang inano namin in-assign sa kanila. Kasi ang pinaano talaga natin yung sa field, sa mga PMOs where yung mga firearms na mga talagang kailangan, lalo na itong sa mga mahaba na mga baril.
So, at the moment, hindi naman lahat, based sa binibili nyo ngayon, hindi pa yun yung goal nyo na one pistol, one shotgun, or one
Hindi, sir.
So, siguro, we're undergoing reorganization. Silipin nyo din kung sino ba talaga ang kailangan na yung dalawang combination niya.
Yes, sir.
And take into account yung opening ng mga new ports sa mga requirements nila. So, at least hindi pa sagad yung pinuprocure nila.
Yes sir, at least ano namin din after this siguro i-assist namin din after this procurement, i-assist din namin yung ng mga port police.
Ayos na ba armory nyo?
Sir?
Armory?
Yes sir, meron kami sir.
Kakasya to sa armory?
Yes sir.
Sir,
Mga pakita mo.
The new one yung
Isis lang po. Kasi di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng problema na we lost firearms. Ang concern ko is, kung nandiyan na yung firearms, tapos i-assess pa lang natin itong mga eligible na ma-assign na ng mga firearms, hindi ba yung mga firearms mag-i-stay lang din dyan, at may possibility na ganun din na mangyari, mawala na lang din. I'm very sorry, no, hindi naman sinasabi ko na negligent pa rin just like before. Kaya hindi ba kasi mas maganda kung alam na natin talaga yung tamang number na ito yung mga eligible na ma-issuehan, and then para talagang pagka-purchase, assign agad sa kanila. Kasi kung ang purpose natin is just to have this equipment at hand, tapos pag qualified sila to have it, tsaka lang at ibibigay, di nandiyan lang sa atin, naka-stock lang. kung mas maganda yata kung upon purchase, ma-issue kagad, para yung liability nila for losses, personal na talaga. Kung nawala mo, liability mo na kagad. Kasi kung nandiyan lang din, may stock lang din, kasi i-assess pa natin kung pwede silang magkaroon nito or wala, edi ganun din. We might be facing the same circumstance pa din na kaya nga, unlike yung alam na natin yung number na eligible na makatanggap ng o maghawak ng firearms, tsaka mo siya i-procure, mai-assign mo siya agad upon purchase. But at least, kung may mawala, yun sa kanya yun. Mawala niya yun o hindi, siya yung may liability kagad. Unlike yung andi dito lang, inaantay natin sila na mag-qualify, makapasa sila sa mga exams na yan, eh di, eto pala, kailangan mo pang gwardiyahan yan. Hindi ba?
We're going into the wisdom. So just make sure na EPA is ready to purchase the pistols. Now, in line with the fact na una, yung old firearms natin hindi nagagamit, there's a need naman for more security. Now, with regards to the number, we just have to remind the court police lang talaga na nangyari na nawala, make sure na ito nangyari. Pangalawa, we're not quite sure, hindi pa tapos yung investigation ng isa. So, hindi pa sure kung nawala ba sa armory or ito yung failure to properly collect yung mga na-assign habang nag-retire yung mga tao. So, ano yun, make sure na the person in charge is aware of the responsibility and yung access sa armory talagang limited talaga considering na hindi pa na-resolve yung bagong tema.
Yun nga sir na as itong nangyari ngayon sa yung mga losses ng firearms, part na rin ng parang lessons learned na yung pag-ano nito ng talagang safety measures, yung pag-ano talaga ng mga procedures ng pag-ano ng mga firearms. Medyo nagkaroon ng medyo hindi maganda nung last time. That's why we ensure na talaga together with other for police personnel na we ensure that this will not be happen again. Na that's why mga every reports din sa mga PMOs, ganun din nangyari na talagang magkakaroon ng ng safety measures to ensure na mangyari ulit. That's why ang for police department we conducted semi-annual yung inventory. Aside of sa for police department, the PM also conducted monthly inventory of the firearms. So ito rin inaro rin doon ng ISAS, parang kina-counter din ng ISAS kung gaano katotoo yung yung pag ng yung sa inventaryo. So about naman sa yung sa itong pag ng procedure ng firearms na yung pag-assist. Yung that's why kung may mga balance nito, so i-ano lang muna namin. Pero kasi ngayon ongoing ngayon sila ang recruitment ng mga police personnel, which is talagang as much possible pag nila after na mag-handle ko ng training, dapat meron na rin available na firearms. So kami sa mga PMOs, that's why nag-ano rin kami talagang as much possible na mili rin kami talaga ng yung mga ng mga police na, and then before they will be recruited, they will be subjected for background investigations. Isang namin dyan, even sa mga PMOs.
Siguro di ba meron kayong aspect sa recruitment na may technical exam?
Yes sir.
Dapat may psychological yung Euro exam. Para bago pa lang, tapos nadaan na doon.
It's included sa registration ng firearms.
Hindi, even before sa recruitment mismo, baka doon na itagal para at least alam nila beforehand whether or not lulutong dyan. Kasi gagastos tayo sa training, tapos yun pala hindi mo mabigyan ng baril, unfortunately siya.
Dapat sa QS is
Pero hindi ko na playing QS. Hindi, pwede sa technical exam. Okay, proceed.
These are the minimum requirement or specifications for 9mm pistol. These are In general and common naman to all, 9mm pistols. And for 17 rounds magazine capacity. For shotgun, semi-automatic, 7 rounds magazine capacity. What is different about these firearms lang is that there is the PPA seal. It's the logo, but without the word PPA and without the colors. Yung parang ano lang,
Engrave, naka-engrave.
hindi naman yung star, yung buong,
O yung sama isa na design, yun ano. Yung parang...
Yung walang sulat.
walang sulat and wala din yatang kulay.
Wala.
The PNP are doing this na parang
Parang nakalagay lang na ano. The same ano sa PNP. Yung mga firearms na pinapicure ng PNP, may mga engrave, naka-engrave na PNP logo.
So, pag manakaw,
mas mahal.
alam ka agad kung sino nakawala.
Yes, sir.
Sir, question. Since included yung PPA seal sa requirement, meron ba siyang specification or yung size or yung particular
Yes.
para mas madali yung pag
Yes, we
evaluate
will.
ng technical working?
We will, yes, see, we will provide that later. It's in the EOR.
Pareho na sa uniform na pag
Yes.
may sample na.
Yes, and I'm going to the, ano,
Oh.
Okay, pahawak kay Mitch. Ayun.
Sir, ano ko lang, yung mga firearms na yan, ano, hindi ba mahirap yung ammunition niya? Generic ba yan? Madaling bumili or...
Hindi, basta na yun, ganun.
Madali na sir, madali.
yeah, may generic, may,
Oo.
Madali na sir.
Yung tawag nila.
Baka nabibili ng bale.
sorry, that's my
Ano yan, yung contest ng
Hindi naman
Dyan lang.
siya, yung tamang lugar kung saan siya ilalagay. Kung na-procure na natin siya, hindi pa tapos yung
Hindi, may armory naman sa
meron
Meron.
safe yun.
Since nangyari yung nakawan, we are nakawan ng sabi kasi may case eh. May kaso criminal case. I mean, it's not only with firearms, no. We are thinking of other ways to ensure better protection of our assets. Kasi even in my inventory now, walang proper monitoring.
Attorney Kate, isa pa question ko. Kasi ewan ko kung mape-present na mamaya yung any issue doon sa warranty, sa licenses, kasama pa yung mga certifications
Yes.
of manufacturers, mga
Yes.
ganun sa requirement.
Yes. It will go into the eligibility. I'm not sure if nandito. Pero,
Eh, patingin ko ulit yung back slide. Hindi, there's naman. Hindi. Yan, ayun. So, yung testing dito sa firing range natin.
yes.
Yes, sir.
At least 3 units. But if you want more, we can ask the winning bidder to provide sample units. Ayun. Pwede naman. Of course, port police and of course the PWG, even if they are not port police, are always welcome to do the test.
So sa 200, mag-test tayo ng tatlo.
Yes, you can add more if you want. We can revise. Oo. Usually it's more with the police, but up to you. They will, magpapas-testing naman yun sila.
Sir, inquire ko lang, may ano ba dyan? Ano ba mga kasama dyan? Ilang magazine? Isang magazine lang ba yan? May holster doon kasama yan na ano?
Wala.
Magazine ilan?
Magaling sir.
One magazine, one is one dito.
Yes, sir. This one.
One.
Di ba kailangan ng extra magazine?
Yung sa, yes sir.
May extra ba itong ano?
Pero kadalasan may extra ma'am.
Yes, only for the-
Dapat ilagay natin na may...
Okay, we will just need to verify. Depende kasi sa winning bidder kung yung, you can demand na lang na dapat may extra. Kasi some Saan na mabibili, meron ng extra, yung iba naman wala.
Hindi require natin kayo.
Oo.
Require na lang siya.
Standard para standard.
Extra for all.
For pistol and shotgun, one each extra.
Wala naman, walang ano, tapos wala naman kasi
Ayaw ang pistol.
Pati makagasin po sa shop.
Sir, ba't hindi nyo nang isama sa TOR yung mga ganun, mga other factor na pwedeng isaksak?
Yung holster. May case naman lahat eh. Oo. Yung,
Ay, carrying case.
Oo, di ba?
but you will need an
Hindi yung holster. Before
accessories kasi yun, sir eh. Actually sa APP, may accessories for police.
Kasi magazine, importante yung magazine eh. Wala ka namang pagdaubos yun eh.
Hindi yung magazine dapat isama.
Oo, sama.
Tama magazine.
Parang may additional
Additional dapat.
With the holster?
Hindi yung
Hindi na.
holster.
Magazine na lang.
Magazine na lang.
Magazine siguro.
Magazine.
Okay.
Tapos laser science. Tapos yung...
Yes. The approved budget for the contract is 20 million for both sets. It's actually 10 plus 10. If the bank will allow, we won't care how much is the cost of set 2A and set B, basta 20 yung total. But we have separate allotment for this in the APP. Pero buo yung CAB. So for me, it doesn't matter kung magkano costing nila, magtatawid-tawid. Basta yan yung total ng dalawa.
May range ba kayo sa canvas?
Ngayon, iba naman yung mas mahal yung shotgun.
Kasi di ba nag-require tayo ng extra magazine, will it add cost doon sa ano?
Hindi kasi
Mura lang yan.
Pag bili mo kasama yung may extra magazine.
No need to add
So, i-require
cost.
natin.
No need to add cost. Hindi siya mag-add ng cost doon sa...
Hindi siya ganun kamahal. Kasi
Free siya.
freebie siya. Yung iba lang, hindi talaga nila sinasali.
I-require natin.
Kung i-require. Ganun.
Attorney James, ako sir. Kasi nabanggit mo na kanina na parang may mga ano lang, suppliers lang na limited lang yung suppliers. Di ba? Para sa government. Pinagtiwalaan pati ng government. Talagang nag-conduct naman kayo ng market survey service.
Even if ano kasi, limited suppliers, pare-pareho yung bidded sa government agencies. Even other agencies, they do bidding, they don't do negotiated. Maraming intrigas na negotiated eh. Minsan nag-emergency procurement pa sila. So, as much as possible kasi the management wants public bidding kahit limited source yung ano.
So, we believe na meron naman kayong i-execute na certificate na a market study is being conducted for this.
Yes, i-attach ba dito?
Siguro hingin namin pag nakita na namin TOR, we will ask for the TOR.
Should we just sign the TOR and include it there that we have conducted a market study?
Kasi yung TOR naman, pinipresent naman natin sa tao yun. We don't have to tell the people naman na a market study is being conducted for this. Of course, this is for the organization purposes lang naman yung certification. Yung TOR kasi, it is for the bidders naman na ito yung kailangan ng PPA, ito yung mga dapat ninyong ma-comply. So siguro yung certification na yung it's a separate ano natin. Yes, sir.
Hindi pa yun nag-check kayo.
Noted, attorney. That's the end of the presentation for the
Attorney, so is kailan yung if ever i-approve natin to?
posting.
Posting to, tapos first week ng January yung opening natin, tapos testing. So si Mitch, di naman to din.
So if the PWG can easily produce
By
the,
Monday, ma'am. We already
prepare the bid documents kasi inclusive of the terms of reference, tsaka yung mga specifications. So, yes, January na yung meeting niya kasi we cannot
It's okay na?
Question, sir. We have prepared the bid doc subject to the changes as per discussion during this meeting. With the absence of the head, Two.
Yung TOR kasi you have to include that wala pang pinapresent. Will the TOR be subjected to the corrections? And yes, technical
Hindi,
wording.
concern ko lang kasi mawawala yung head ng TWG.
Sir, 21 pa ako aalis.
January?
Hindi,
December.
December.
Sabihin na lang siya. Sabihin
So she can review the bid docs next week.
Oh, subject sir, yung
Kung
finalization
next
na ng
week,
terms of reference.
Eh, bakit mamubili ko mo ng TWG head?
Kung next week makakapag-credit na tayo ng after December.
Yes.
Mga what particular kasi 7 days
We
from
can
date-
submit the TOR on Monday. Minor lang naman yung changes eh, so most
Hindi,
probably.
sa akin yung opening.
Kung sa Monday, sir, from the time of the publication, we have 7 days para sa credit, and then 12 days
January,
for the bidding.
January tayo
January
yan.
na.
Hindi yung problema
So,
natin.
January na.
Yung head ng TWG natin is
Wala.
Hindi sir,
naharang sa immigration. So, hindi siya.
Hindi sir, kaya po ng mga members na
Hindi, tsaka may end user. Tsaka may end user naman po. Sino
Okay.
yung TWG end user niya
Yes,
from
yes,
the
ma'am.
PPD?
We
Sa
will
police ba
comment
o
naman
sa
sa kami.
inyo? Meron din. Tsaka si Attorney King.
Sir, mali-mali na lang ang evaluation ng mga members ng TWG.
Kaya
Kahit nakapikit sila, kaya na nilang mag-evaluate.
Kaya pala may
Pero
problema
we
tayo.
need a
Nakapikit pala
representation, di ba, na may head na, ay, di ba formality? It has to be, there has to be a head na magsasign ng, may pipirmahan si Attorney Rich as head, no?
Sa evaluation.
The evaluation good without the
Wala naman.
quorum lang din.
Wala kasi hindi ka pa
Bitch, ilang month ka na?
Dalawa.
Ay, hindi.
Pag titibalo na ito.
Oo, gano'n.
Nakasign ka.
Later na yan.
Ito kayo mag-sign kapag nakalig ka.
We have been given assurances by Attorney Mitch.
You have to sign as the head of the TWG sa report, di ba?
Yes.
Ay, hindi naman ako sign. Lahat ng member nakasign na doon, kailangan pa ba yung
Yes.
Ano, Will?
Hindi may hati ko na pagkakaibigan natin.
Okay, kailangan ko, sabi ko si Eric. Okay lang, Mitch. With the trust that bridge we get there. If there's a bridge.
Baka may OIC siya kasama.
Wait, ako.
No, but if you ask someone else to take your place, you need to add one more.
Hindi na.
Hindi, walang number.
Marami naman ng PWD na forward naman lahat eh, financial, CDC, kaya nyo mag-ano. Madami PWD.
Sinita pa yung di ba? Tapos one from
Si Eric.
kasama kang bigyan.
Yes, yes. Oo, yun ang namin sa. Oo.
Okay na. Dapat talaga mag-sign ng head.
Motion as patronat.
Mr. Chair, subject to the approval of the TOR by the back members, I move that the pre-procurement conference for the procurement of firearms for police be considered as complete and that the project be the subject of procurement.
It has been moved. The candidate, we have approved the procurement of firearms for police subject to the approval of the terms of reference. We're in a position there too. There being none, the procurement of firearms for police will be approved. Publication will happen after approval of the terms of reference. Next.
This will be just short and sweet. I'm supposed to be with another member, but si Ambo. Just in case you have technical questions. Will you please ask na lang your technical questions when he's here? I will just proceed with my presentation. This This is for the supply and delivery of 71 units gensets with ATS for PMOs. As a brief background, last September 2016, the PPA initiated the procurement of 18 units of gensets with ATS with an ABC of 110 million pesos. This resulted to a failed bidding because I think the winning bidder was disqualified. There was a problem with his document during evaluation. So the PMOs has been including their request for gensets for the 2018 budget. The ESD has consolidated all these requests and the capacity required by each PMO because these are different. They have different capacities depending on their power and area. Upon verification and confirmation, we consolidated a total of 71 units of gensets. We have canvassed existing suppliers, including quotations by previous suppliers. Also on the freight.
Certification din yan.
Yes. These are the deployment. Included na yung PMOs.
Sino magdi-deploy nito? Tayo sila.
Sila, pero
Yung installation, kasama dito.
hindi, supply and delivery lang.
So, magbibig out ng installation, yung PMO.
Si ano na, ESD yung PMO. Ano lang naman siya, unit na talaga. Basic installation.
Pero ganong housing.
Wala.
So,
Ayun, yung unit lang talaga. Kasi yung housing will depend on area na paglalagyan.
so hindi mo identified ng PMO kung saan? Magbibid ulit for the house.
Sa kanila na siya.
Sa kanila na.
Sa kanila.
Kasi
Yung,
before nagka-problema na ano na yung Jensen, wala pang housing.
it's a matter of coordination na lang before ma-deliver na tinitimbrahan na sila na nandyan na. Yung instructions ng management is centralize yung supply nito dito. For the housing specific sa kanila, we will instruct them a month ahead
Ang
siguro.
coordinator, 90 days lang yung delivery nito sa lahat na maayos na nila yung
Pag maano na siya,
Magkano ba yung paggawa ng housing?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure lang kasi if dito din yung housing. Because sa kanila,
I'm sure naman yung situation hindi pareho sa lahat. Yung iba may sira, so may maglalagay.
may existing sila.
Pero yung walang existing, baka naman mapareho yan sa x-ray machine na wala pa na paglalagyan, hindi magamit.
It's a matter of coordination and we'll see to it that this does not get to the ports or terminals without the terminals being ready for the ano.
Okay, so assurance niya yan.
Yes.
Question, 20 yung nasa list, 26 or 25 yung PMOs natin. Yung other PMOs, pinag-meet yung Jensen.
Hindi sila nag-request. Actually, other PMOs have procured by themselves. Yun yung may mga pending ano sila, issues.
Eh di ba nandito na ano yun, Zamboanga? Dumaguete, Bacol, tsaka Bohol.
Oh, ito yung issue.
Ito yung may issue eh.
Pero naka-ano sa
Isa
kanila.
lang ata yun. Isa or dalawa.
Hindi ba eh?
Hindi, yung
Yung previous. Ito yung existing ano nila na kailangan nila kasi nag-phone
Sa
verification.
ano ito, di ba nadagdag na din yung talagang hindi sila, ito yun, tapos kasama na yung na-procure nila na hindi pa na-okay yan.
Supposedly,
Tulad yan,
I'm not sure kasi
sa
sa
may salitang kalibon dun sa Bohol, hindi ba?
sorry.
Sa Bohol, hindi ba kasama yung kalibon? Para doon yung isa ano.
Ito 125, maliit lang siya.
Baka
Siguro pending. Actually, I asked that if I will procure yung na-deliver na doon sa kanila. So, pending ma-resolve yung issue, I do not want to add a payable to them na hindi pa nila alam na problema sila sa babayarin doon. But so far, ito yung na-confirm namin na they need this and we will prepare this for them.
Meron kasi ako reservations eh. Tulad niyan, ito, very personal naman sa akin to. Kasi unang-una, sabi natin, paano yung paglalagyan? Ano lang yan, sagot natin kasi is, ano lang yan, coordination with them lang. Tapos, paano yung mga nag-procure na phone in inquiry lang? Wala ba tayong mga nasusulat na they really certify na complete yung ready yung place pag na-deliver ito? They really need this? Wala bang ipipresent sa body na
Ano siya, attorney, it was presented yung procurement, what we did kasi is based on what they asked the management during the budget.
Ito, 90 days naman to. So, i-notify na sila na ipo-procure na itong items to. They can do it. Huwag yung 30 days.
30 days before.
30 days coordination. Notify na yung request.
As early as the award, we can inform them na we have awarded ito yung we will definitely inform them.
Wala pa naman dito, wala dito sa listahan yung mga halimbawa ongoing construction pa ng mga TTV.
Sila naman sir yung humingi niyan eh. So definitely may paglalagyan sila. Sila din yung pumili.
Assurance lang, i-notify, reminder lang sa inyo.
Yes, of course.
Reminder lang sa inyo na i-notify nyo sila kagad na may darating na kailangan paglalagyan. So at least if ever someone comes to mo, sigurado nyo na notify na sila. Kasi sinabi nyo na
We will notify them as early as.
tapos second
the award.
line with yung sinabi nga na may mga pinocure na hindi pa na nagka-problema. When did you confirm the number? Within the last month? Within the last 2 months?
2 months.
Okay, kasi early this year may issue. They confirmed that within the last 2 months, they confirmed that. Okay. May tanong pa kayo?
ito hindi. Ang budget dito, unit lang. Tapos, di ba tayo, unit lang yung procure natin. So, depende rin natin doon.
Depende
Kasi kung ano, meron ba silang nakaset up na budget for na pwede ka agad nilang
Hindi, yun nga. So, dapat ma-notify pa sila kaagad
Yun nga,
para at
sila
least may
kasi
time pa sila
budget
magtingin.
yun eh, oo.
Kasi may 90 days pa naman dyan eh. Since pinag-centralize dito, ibig sabihin ka-grant, walang reason bakit yung controller para hindi mag-grant yung paglalagay.
Attorney Hayes, assuming lang na walang bahay na may provide yung PMOs, anong mangyayari dun sa unit?
It will be stored in the warehouse and walang bahay of cleaning. Kasi when we ask for this,
Wala pang mapaglalagyan.
when we ask for this, meron na silang paglalagyan as early as the previous scale bidding. When we ask bakit ganito, kasi yan ang kasya sa lugar namin.
May mga ports nga na may ready na ganyan. So, reminder lang na inform sila kaagad na may parating na ganito na KDA na dapat ay paglalagyan nito. Now, secondly, yung pag-i-install nito, hindi particular na kailangan yung mag-i-install nito ay yung bumili talaga or kaya nila i-procure on their own na separate yung installation.
General installation naman, I think we can
Generic na
request.
yung installation. Hindi pa puti yung mga generator na kailangan authorized technician nila.
Not right.
Hindi kailangan authorized
Paano yung
technician.
mag-install? Walang installation to. Unit lang.
Hindi pa rin halimbawa sa x-ray natin, yung pag-install, yung yung delivery kasama yung installation. Kasi medyo maputi yung pag-install, hindi pwedeng basta-basta lang i-install. Now, yung mga generators ba, are we at the point na generic na yung mga generators, as long as may paglalagyan, anybody can set it up. So it's matter of putting a fuse box, a switch,
Yes.
and it's good to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I'm just wondering if they have also considered the budget for in case na wala nga silang paglalagyan, yung cost ng housing, cost ng installation.
Hindi, yun nga. So,
Oo.
pinaparemind natin ngayon sila na dapat i-coordinate na kaagad ngayon sa
Sa engineering.
sa engineering or sa courts mismo.
Sa ESD yan,
Una,
sir.
kung may paglalagyan na, kung walang paglalagyan, kung may budget na ba.
Sir.
Kung walang budget, dapat palagyan and they begin with the construction of the housing.
Kasi iba kailangan pa ng required power ang supply, parang additional
Hindi,
siya, ba?
kung ni-request kasi nila yan, andyan na yung ganon. Pero yun nga, yung paglalagyan ng issue. Oo. Okay.
Sila ang nag-request na.
Attorney Hayes, may ano rin ba yan? Yung may magte-train dun sa mag-ooperate? O bahala na yung PMO?
Cooperate
Tuklasin na lang nila kung paano.
Tuturuan naman sila, pero in most cases, alam naman nila.
Generic
kung
na
ano
yun.
sila.
Generic ng technology, hindi pareho sa X-ray.
Attorney Hayes.
May we ask for different certificates. Una, certified na talagang sigurado, talagang nagsiguro kayo sa mga PMOs na we are ready to procure this.
Hindi, kung mag-request kayo ng certificate sa mga PMO na they're ready to receive.
Kasi I'm just afraid na somebody will come and tell us na
we are going to procure and we're ready to receive.
you're not diligent enough to procure this. Yun lang yung pinaprevent natin na somebody will come and say, you're not
Implementation
diligent
stage
enough
na yung
to procure this.
We're not saying na hindi natin ito kailangan. Kaya lang, we don't like somebody will come and say, Ma'am, you are not diligent enough to procure this kasi you did not do this, and this.
Hindi, pa-certify mo sa mga PMO na kaya nilang tanggapin.
Yeah.
Sabihin mo lang, hindi, notify them na
No,
we are beginning the procurement process.
we are to procure these things
And sabihin mo na
please certify na pagdala sa inyo.
ready kayo magtanggap.
Oo, kasi yun ang yung diligence kasi ang baka dun tayo ma-question na parang you're not diligent enough ba to procure this.
Di ba masabi natin na the agency is ready to
Na
procure.
ano
So,
na
kung ma-certify mo na they're ready to accept.
meron naman talaga
Can we, are you saying that we cannot post this subject pending the certifications of the PMOs?
Hindi, kasi, okay, they have time pa naman to fix everything dahil may period pa naman tayo. Pero i-notify mo na sila lagi na this is the good, we have begun the procurement process na there's a good chance na ma-deliver na to sa inyo and they must be ready to receive.
Yes, sir, notice, noted.
So, pwede na din na on your end, you determine una whether may ready housing. Kung walang ready housing, kung may ready budget,
Yes,
kung
that is,
may ready budget, kung walang ready budget, kung may steps na ba silang ginawa para magka-budget yan within the 90 days na nilagay natin dito.
Attorney Hayes,
No.
ano lang, clarification. Ito additional lang talaga to dun sa existing natin or may mga sira na ng genset napapalitan siya.
May iba wala talaga, especially the TMOs, wala talaga silang magamit. And wala na din talaga silang electricity. Top of the line, we mean, these are the standards, minimum qualifications, ISO certified siya. So, hindi pwedeng yung sobrang generic na walang mga certifications. There should be,
It's top of the line pero within the last 10 years.
no, top of the line yung brand niya. Hindi siya generic lang.
Okay, so,
You can delete that.
so may ABC product yung brand X. So yung brand A, yung type A, yun yung top of the line. But X must have a quality known and existing in the Philippine market within the last 10 years.
Yes. We will na lang that line.
Paano namin
Yeah. I think I will na lang, revise it to a more, yung wording.
Latest model.
Yes, latest model.
Expensive
We will
model.
Latest model siya, pero
Quality,
oo.
May definition
Among
yata
the
yun.
latest model, siya ang pinaka-top.
Yung pinakamahal na variant.
We will na lang define. define further.
So basically, two categories yung una. So una, yung top variant, and yung second, yung brand but the existing known.
Yeah, trusted. So for the
Quality
last,
known and
M yan
existing.
ah, M yan ah, M.
Oh.
So two, titingnan nila siya.
Dapat na yung mga...
Kasi paano mo masabi na yung the quality
we will
is known,
define it na lang.
existing within the last 10
Hindi
years?
yung pag nausukan ka,
Pwede in the market for the last 10 years. May certification na yung quality.
In the market. May certification na.
How can you say
We will
quality
analyze
is
it.
known and existing?
Tsaka yung top of the line.
May list sila.
ABC.
Okay? Ayusin yan.
Yes.
Ay, kasi like, ang pangalawa? Factory gusto. Ano ibig sabihin? Yung parang kabox na yan, na
Number 2.
Sa ano siya eh,
yung basically ipapatong mo na lang, i-connect mo na lang, tatakbo na yan.
Ano ba yung gasoline o diesel?
diesel.
Diesel.
Ano ibig sabihin yan?
Casing yun sir. Outdoor
Naka-casing
type.
na siya, so paano ipapatong
Outdoor
mo?
type. Whether may enclosure siya o wala na provided ng PMO.
Pwede yan.
Pwede.
Okay.
Ito pala si Piano.
Sir Arnold na
Kasi
sumasagot.
pinapagpapalala yung housing.
Tapos si Amo po ay from BSD.
Yun. Yung problema pala ng meron pa yun yung pwede sa tabi ng dagat.
Pwede mo ba yan sa tabi ng dagat na hindi agad kinakalaw?
Ha?
Hindi pa issue yan, sa tabi siya ng dagat. Meron pa special treatment.
Meron sila like the air conditioner. Meron silang anti-corrosion.
Yung pinit na sir, sa box niya, parang sa sasakyan ng napintura yan.
So okay na yan.
Coated.
Oo, si ipangayang pagiging ayos sa diba?
Naka-fix ba yan? O yung may gulong? Pwede mo
Balik sir.
naka-fix.
Walang gulo. Madaling nakawin yung may gulo.
May gulong yan, hindi mananakaw sa bigat.
Attorney Lins, pinapatanong about investment. Ano ba yung ISO certification? Ano bang ibig sabihin natin yan?
May standards kasi yung ISO. Kung registered ka for that specific ISO, ito yung standards for this number.
So ano yung ISO certification?
Sa pag-evaluate na nila, yung mga magaganda.
May ano siya, certificate.
Kahit discuss ito sa
Hindi,
ISO.
may specific number ako na ISO required.
So wala pang counterpart yun na kunyari wala silang ISO pero may counterpart naman na certification na
Wala, specific siya na itong certification na to, ito yung recent na overrule na yung no, parang yung kunyari ISO 001, ISO 005 na ngayon. So, wala na yung dati, ito na yung mas ano na certification, mas recent updated.
certain na sa pagwala niyan, baksa.
Dapat alam niya natin kung ano ISO number.
At least,
hindi kasi
Um,
yun naman yung sa terms of reference.
yes, may specific ano.
So it's either you have it or you don't.
Oo. Yung ISO certificate is,
Malalaman natin sa
yun ang pinaka-latest for generator sets.
ISO, pero
Kasi kung hindi ka, kung wala ka ng ganung number,
Isa lang, ano naman siya, ito for X-rays, ISO, ano yung
so
latest na
extra
yun.
for
For
generators.
ano,
Okay.
specific equipment siya. Or,
Anong training certificate?
ako, ang hirap. Declaration that the company has no history of being black system. Tapos yan.
Yan?
History.
training certificates na yung company and installers nila.
Hindi, pero hindi tayo mag-i-install eh.
Ito history. Saan ka mag-i-start ng ano,
Training.
ng balik na hindi siya ng blacklist? Ano ang project?
Parang sa K9 pa.
Hindi pa usap ang project.
Okay na nagsimula.
Are you okay with ano? Ito lang question ko.
History. Hirap ka mismo yung nag-evaluate. Kasi syempre pagka no history of being blacklisted, kasi di ba may chance
registration.
this year na-blacklist yan. Tapos nakaalpas siya syempre dun sa blacklisting na natanggal na magtanggal doon. May history na siya. So ang tanong is, ano yung
Since
starting
registration
point?
with field test,
Oo.
attorney question lang pala for this line. Are we okay with dealing with entities na blacklisted, may history of being blacklisted? Do we accept them after expiration of their ano?
Okay lang yun na. Maganda yan. Maganda yung intention yan. Ang tanong lang is, kailan tayo mag-i-start to evaluate kung na talaga ba? Oo.
10 years yung...
No history, sige.
Oo, di ba? Kailan
May record
ka
din.
mag-i-start? Siguro check nila yan.
Oo.
Siguro mas maganda na hindi sila blacklisted.
10, 20 years. Ever eh.
Oo.
Ever.
Hindi na nila blacklist yan.
Legal ba
Kahit
yun?
kailan.
Pero kaya natin siya, paano yung
Say na blacklist sila for 1 year.
Tingnan mo nga siya.
Usually blacklisted 1 or 2 years yan eh. Hindi na-identify. Na-lift yun kasi they were able to comply o ganito, whatever.
I want to confirm this with the body then. It is legal to require this na never kayong, never. Pwede ba tayong mag-require or we have to accept if na-lift na yung
Kung nalilis naman na, so hindi na siya blacklisted.
Hindi ba effectively
Yeah.
judicial
Hindi ko-
requirement yan?
Ano, not blacklisted within the last, ganun siguro, within the last 10 years, within the last,
Oh.
di ba? Declaration
Hindi,
na.
not practice. Currently.
Ito, during the beginning,
Oo.
hindi siya blacklisted.
Oo.
Pero nag-blacklist siya.
Oo, pwedeng nag-blacklist na siya 2 years ago.
within 10 years na?
Pwede ba yun?
Magaitan mo kayo sila.
Sa isa ba meron?
Pwede ba yan? Hindi ba additional requirement?
For the past 5 years, never been done.
Additional po.
Oo. Kasi ngayon, you're allowed to have the blacklisting lifted.
Kasi may process.
Ano, we cannot require.
Cancel.
Kasi di ba ngayon sa OGCC opinion, we cannot.
Additional requirement yan eh. Dati. Additional eligibility
Pero as
requirement.
part noong sa Omnibus Warn statement na hindi siya na blacklisted, siguro as of the time of the but not yung before.
Never, never.
Never.
Walang forever.
Nadali, ano yung training certificate?
Sorry, wala yan sa K9. Save na kasi ginamit.
Ba't may t-shirt din sa kinay?
Yan po lang diesel. Full tank siya pag deliver.
Haynes, pwede pa balik? Doon sa orientation seminar and
Oo, kailangan may
training
ano,
for
may
preventive
duration.
Up to when ka kukuha ng ano yung sinabi, duration? For the last how many years?
Tsaka ano, paano ang
Sorry,
training?
okay.
Kasi ano yan nationwide ito. Siyempre yung mga, di ba
Pagdating na
ano,
doon,
natin?
so we don't need to spend for their ano. They should schedule, pag deliver nila, mag-train sila after, within the week after, pa sila na.
Oo, yun,
Do we
kailangan
approve the training
nalilaw yun sa
program?
POR
Or
na.
sila pa not expected na
Sorry.
do we approve do they need to submit yung
Yung parang ano,
Out po natin na
Yung-
papadala
curriculum
ng
para
tao.
Oo,
na-
so
Yung
kasama yung
required.
sasabihin nila, so at least ma-review natin.
Oo, kasi kada delivery niya.
Yung sa warranty declaration certificate, how many years? Just spare ba yan? Spare parts? O spare parts lang yan? Kasi
Or labor.
Or service?
Warranty is only for the equipment, the spare parts. For goods kasi warranty is 1 year, but we want to extend to 3.
Naka-specify. Specify natin.
Yeah. We will specify 3 years.
Tawa, pwede.
Sa POR.
Diba tatagulog mo sa
These are certifications. We want to avoid kasi yung mga documents na mag-expire ng bukas. Yeah, it must be valid from within 2 years from date of bidding. Minsan may nagbibid sa atin, mag-expire ng bukas yung document. Okay
to
lang
have,
naman yun.
kasi usually ang reckoning is yung date ng bidding.
Hmm.
So, kung valid yun,
Expired.
valid yun. Pero pag nanalo sila, na-expire during the POSQA, they have to present a
Renewal. Oh.
Yung reckoning is always there.
So we want to put lang na during the bidding, dapat valid for 2 years. Kasi minsan, they will just say, magsasubmit kami pero puro resibo lang naman yung sinasubmit.
Wala na yung
Ang laki.
Hindi, pero
70 ano siya, 71 units.
Kung kinumpute mo sa
This is composed of freight charges, including freight charges. Yung base namin is Metro Manila outwards. But,
Hindi mo siya ma-divide kasi di ba din
Oo, may ibang price.
pero depende sa bidder, of course it's up to them, depende, it will affect their financial bid if they ask their supplier to ship from abroad directly to the ports. So, maano yung, bababa yung ano nila, bababa yung cost.
nila. Kaya lang,
For purposes of this,
na may
we,
tao sila ipapadala kasi magtitipid yun.
for purposes of ABC, we reckon Metro Manila.
Baka naman. Tapos,
Maalisip coordination
tayo
ito,
ng
may
tanong,
training
paano
pa.
walang plan B?
Kailan ikakat ng training?
Pag upon delivery.
Upon delivery, how many days?
Within the week. We will also inform the PMOs na that is the intention. 90 calendar days from NT3 is the project duration. That's the end of this presentation. We can submit the TOR and include what was required by the body today, also by Monday.
Okay, subject to the submission of the required,
And approval.
subject to the submission of the required certificates by the body and the approval of the TOR. I move that the Ferry Procurement Conference for the supply and delivery of 71 units generator sets with automatic transfer switch for port management offices be considered as complete and the project be the subject of procurement, Mr. Chair.
I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve, we declare the pre-procurement conference for the supply and delivery of 71 units generator sets with automatic transfer switch for port management offices to be complete, and we approve the procurement of the same, subject to the submission of the required certificates and approval of the TOR to a invitation thereto. There being none, the same.
Kasi sa may certificate of approved budget, yung isa,
Budget yan, siya yung sa specific, ilan dito, ano sa paligid ko. Tingnan mo, iba yung
submission.
o, papaayos pa din natin. Pero tama naman, tama malagay ako.
Hindi pa proposal ka na i-ayos yung certificate.
Mas iinit tayo sa firearm.
Pero kasi yung unit
Ah, yung unit
TOR,
sa automatic.
Papaikot ko pa yung TOR pag binigay nila sa bank members. Ano pa ba? Bakit naman wala?
Pwede ba? Pwede ba nga?
Ayaw mo ba sa Monday?
Oo, kaya naman.
Makakatulog ka. Kasi parang
Available ba yung body na mag-meeting sa back office para isahan?
na ano?
Mag-discuss sa TOR or we need to wait?
Mabilis naman kayo maglaro.
May schedule naman tayo sa Monday, di ba?
Pero kasi may Monday. Sa Tuesday would set.
Isingit lang kasi.
Monday,
Ay, Mark,
Monday 10 and 2 ang
inabot ko
meeting.
lang na mag-ikot tapos matagalan.
Hindi, may schedule, so andito lahat.
Hindi ba pwede naman nilang maano during meeting?
Ayaw ko kay John, lagi tumawag.
Kailan lang
Pero
naman
yung
pwede
iba,
siya. Bigay mo na lang sa akin ng Monday, papakita ko na.
Oo, muna padala siya ng
Para magawa.
Ang napipili.
Advertise ko kasi ng ano, page. Makaka-advertise tayo, di ba bibigay mo sa akin ng tapos ang meeting niya, definitely dito sa akin yung
Meron pa? Equipment ko lang kayo, hindi naman
Kasi wala naman kung meeting.
Papakita lang sa akin.
Pakita lang.
Kasi lang natin si Joe, maraming tanong. Para si Joe.
Mag-uusap ka na kami ni Arno. Talaga, parang siya.
Gusto ko lang mag-intro sa
Arnold Timbre lang si Joe.
for the wala na lang
Di ba dapat, isa sabihin ko, di ba dapat si Arno nandito? Siya yung ayaw ko
Si Agpo pa niya naman si Arnold eh.
Unsolicited, wala nang nangyari no, sa unsolved natin dyan.
No, it's not
Finance.
BDMS. AISU.
Sino yung exclusive ano dito?
JLC.
Japan sila lang talaga. This is your Japan really.
explain ko lang kung ano naman yung attorney Mark for the body's information. This is direct contracting, but for purposes of it's a big amount kasi. So the management wants to follow by the book na we conduct pre-proc, we post notice of direct contracting, we post RFQ, and then the supplier replies to us with their quotation, and then we do contract, the back recommends approval of contract.
Definitely we have to.
No, inisyu natin sa PHS plus pero out of the 900 meron components ng DSL. So, more or less mga 600
Para
plus.
daw, para mabigay niya, at least kung andito sila kayo.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'll be presenting the VTMS projects of the PPA. Now, basis this, the international instruments by we came up with the VTMS for PPA. Number one is IMO's SOLAS in Chapter 5, and also the international regulation for preventing collision at sea, or COLREGS 1972, and also the ISPS code. Now, this is the main instrument in detecting, tracking, and monitoring the movement of vessels in navigational waters is the radio detection and ranging, or radar for brevity. Now, the VTMS is a marine traffic monitoring system similar to air traffic control for aircraft. A typical VTMS uses radar, a CCTV, VHF radio system, and AIS to keep track of vessel movements and provide navigational safety in a limited geographical area. Now, this is the history of PPA's VTMS. The first VTMS project of PPA is in Manila. The approved budget for the contract back then was 200 million, financed by PPA. Now, the contract amount turned out to be 194.35 million through public bidding in accordance with then Executive Order number 40. Date of notice of award was June 4, 2004. Contract duration is 15 months. It was completed on October 2005, and the contractor back then was FF Cruz and Company Incorporation in joint venture with Japan Radio Company or JRC. Number of radar stations for Manila is 3 radar stations. One VTMS Control Center in MICT. The second is in Isla Cotabato. The third is in Corregidor Island. Now the radar coverage is the whole of Manila Bay, including the pilots, boarding station, quarantine, and other anchorage areas. And also the entrance channel, the north and south sides of Corregidor Island, yung traffic separation scheme ng ating TSS. And the radar components is one set of radar component per station, one set of dual 25 kilowatts radar transceiver or receiver TRX, and radar data, processor data, and the radar antenna. Now for the second VTMS project of PPA, which was installed in Batangas, it was completed in February 2008. Today, it's already 10 years and 10 months old. The contract amount back then is 359.173 million, funded by JBIC and JICA. Project particulars, there was no public bidding. It was included as a variation order, the Batangas Port Development Project Phase 2. Contractor of BPDP2 back then was also FF Cruz and Company in joint venture with Shimizu Corporation. They acquired the services of JRC to provide the VTMS equipment. The number of radar stations compared to Manila, it was 3, but in Batangas now 4. They are located the VTMS Control Center at the Port of Batangas Admin Building, the Municipality of Matoco, the Municipality of Escarcio, the Municipality of Tingloy in Maricaban Island. The radar coverage is within Batangas Bay. It also covers the Maricaban Strait and portions of Balayan Bay and Verde Islands. The radar components is basically the same with what was installed in Manila. Now this is the basic common difference between Manila and Batangas. The date installed October 2005, while the one in Batangas is February 2008. Contract amount is 194.35, financed by PPA, while for Batangas it's 359.73 million, or funded by JBIC and JICA. Contractor, FF Cruz, it was done through public bidding in accordance with EO 40, whereas for Batangas, there was no public bidding. It was included as a variation order to the BPDP Phase 2. Now the radar stations, in Manila it is 3, and in Batangas it is 4. The radar coverage, I already mentioned that earlier. The equipment age for Manila is 13 years and 2 months, while in Batangas is 10 years and 10 months old. Now the effective radar coverage for both VTMS is 24 nautical miles. This is the maintenance baseline data for both PPA VTMS. PPA spends for VTMS Manila an average of 230,000. 272 per month, or an annual cost of 2.7 million in order to maintain the equipment. While for VTMS Batangas, an average of 376.525 per month, or an annual cost of 4.5 million in order to maintain the equipment. We're talking only of maintenance costs. It does not include the replacement and other costs and operating expenses. Medyo malaki operating expenses natin. Now, this is a story of when PPA tried to enter into MOA with the Philippine International Trading Corporation, or PITC. In October 30, 2014, PPA entered to MOA with the PITC. PPA appointed the PITC as PPA's procuring agent for goods and services. Now, on January 4, 2017, PPA issued a letter to PITC requesting the recall of the following projects covered by the agency outsourcing request, or AOR. Procurement of VTMS for 4 new sites, ports of Davao, Iloilo, Zamboanga, and Mindoro, amounting to 500 million. And the other one is the upgrading of the VTMS for the ports of Manila and Batangas, amounting to 176 million. Now, on January 5, 2017, PITC responded to the January 4, 2017 letter of PPA and conveyed that PITC poses no objection to the recall and shall process the funds transferred to PITC equivalent to the ABC of the 2 projects. And in April 5, 2017, PITC returned the amount of 676 million to PPA. Now, that's the end of presentation. Now, in TOR po contains info that the PPA will go into direct contracting with JRC, considering that the equipment cannot, as evaluated, cannot be combined with other, I think, other equipment supplied by other suppliers.
So,
Ito, sir,
where is the
bidding tayo
TOR?
ulit.
No, ma'am. Ano po, the intention here, I think the project proposal right now is for PPA to enter into a direct contracting scheme with JRC to maintain the equipment for a period of 5 years.
So are you, where is the terms, the TOR?
I think it's for approval of the GM. It's already submitted to the GM for approval.
Yun ang nagdadala sa atin, di ba? Sa kontrata na.
No, TOR kasi we have to put, ano natin.
Hindi, posting regarding yung for direct contracting.
Sa direct contract. No, actually,
May resolution pa ba tayo dito?
yes sir, kasi parang ano din.
For alternative?
So, ang GM ang magsasign ng TOR, ng terms of reference.
Ma'am, kasi ganito po yung proseso, pinagawa lang sa aming TOR, but sabi ko, kailangan there has to be approved by the head of the agency.
Hindi naman. Should be, kayo yung ano dyan, di ba? So, dapat, ano, POST
May issue pa kasi ma'am
operations.
previously, the maintenance of these both BTMS was delegated already to the PMOs. Since I think 2000, early 2000, PMOs na nagme-maintain ito. They were given funds. But now, nagkaroon ng bagong scheme, head office na.
Kasi we will just prepare the request for quotation because that will serve as a parang invitation sa JRC. We will just furnish them a copy together with the terms of reference. Yun lang yun. Kasi hindi nga natin yan ipopost kasi anyway we will not be inviting ano we will
Other,
not, yes, other
hindi na public bidding.
So yun dapat yung TOR. So hindi nyo na, so if it has been approved by the GM, hindi nyo na maaano yan as members ng
Ano ba ang procedure? Pag ganyan. Parang ngayon tayo
hindi, nagdi-direct contracting din kami sa yung sa mga sa ICTD. Kasi gano'n, the same din na parang yung small value procurement, only ito identify mo na kung sino yung you will enter into contract with. So gano'n din, mayroon din yung resolution na ano, tapos meron lang kayong parang isasubmit dito na certification na sila talaga ang exclusive ano dyan.
It's being done already by the PMOs, yung Manila and Batangas. They require the JRC to submit a document stating that they are the sole
sila yung, parang certification, parang exclusive ano yan, at least hindi naman distributor. Basta sila yung exclusive ano dyan. So yung documents na yun, that is what we need for the preparation naman ng ano, resolution.
Tapos yung budget na issue. Okay na tayo dito. Dun sa budget na issue.
Ewan ko si kay Charlie May. Charlie May yung sa budget.
Actually yung ano, parang pinagawa si Attorney Hayes nung may hinihingi pang schedule si ang controller sa ASB regarding sa Kasi nag-realign sila ng nag-revise sila ng APP. Hininga namin ng ng revised schedule. Ang sabi naman ng controller, we can issue the cap, pero pending yung issuance ng CAF kung doon sa submission nila ng revision sa APP.
Kasi actually, yung CAF naman, we just need that pagka yung okay na, yung magbabayad na, di ba? For the payment yon. Pero yung CAP, yung parang just to, na meron siya na existing budget.
We can,
So we can proceed with the
appropriate
procurement.
next year yung buong budget.
So meron, mag-i-issue kayo ng CAP.
Oo.
Sir, late na yung question ko. In nutshell ba, mas makakatipid ba ang PPA dito?
Ma'am,
Kung 5-year na lang.
ganito po kasi, yung setup ng PMOs, they annually go into procurement process to acquire the services of JRC for a period of 1 year. So ngayon nakita ni GM, medyo ulit ng ulit. So ginawa na niya long term. I think we can save a lot kasi nag-agree si JRC na for a period of 5 years, gagaranti niya na walang, all breakdowns will be mawala na sa sakit ng gulo ng PPA na sila na mamumroblema for a period of 5 years. Ang condition lang din to make sure that the VKMS operates continuously for a period of 5 years.
So hindi talaga ito mag-procure ng panibagong BTMS. Kung baga i-maintain lang yung existing.
Ganito po ma'am yung setup kasi some of the parts are no longer available. Kasi outmoded na ito eh. If you study each nung 13 years and 10 years, the parts that will be provided by JRC under this project are no longer available yung ibang parts. So, in short, upgraded version na talaga yung may kakabit nila. And that's not our concern. Concern na nila yun. I-install lang nila yung mga parts just to make sure that the equipment is operational. Hindi na natin po problemahin kung aprubahan pa ba natin ito kasi upgrading na ito o replacement lang. Pero ang one thing for sure, most of the parts na naka-install doon, pag inoperate nila, outmoded na at wala nang available na new parts na talaga na at mas upgraded version.
So it would be as if parang tayong bumiling bago, parang nakabahagi pinapalitan.
Yun nga ma'am. Oh.
Parang yun yung pinaka-ideal.
Kasi if we go back to ito po yung second bullet, ang proposal previously was to upgrade the VTMS. Aside from the other, mag-i-install sana tayo ng 4 pa. Ang problema rito, hindi nga nag-materialize yung MOA natin with PITC. So, ang naging scheme ngayon, sige, the contracting na with JRC, do away with the 1-year effective na maintenance contract and come up with the 5-year maintenance contract with JRC.
Hindi na itutuloy yung plano before na mag-procure for apat na
Wala na po yun ma'am. Hindi na nagkito yung first bullet, hindi na nag-push through yan. Na maraming problema po ito, we need a consultant, hindi tayo nakapag-acquire ng services ng consultant. Plus, ang issue is, if we get the services of a consultant, anong assurance natin na hindi siya connected sa any suppliers? Baka dalahin lang tayo sa isang supplier.
So for the next 5 years, ang concentration natin would be Batangas and
Manila.
Manila lang.
Why? Because currently, if you're not aware, nanginingil tayo rito. Ang problema ngayon yung status ng ating dalawang BTMS, on and off, nawawala ang services, and yet continuously nanginingil tayo sa mga vessels. So, ang biggest worry ko actually is, pag nagkaroon ng collision ng vessels, na siningil natin yung pala, may imbisigan, wala naman palang BTMS.
Actually, ang pagkakaano ko, yung what is budgeted in 2018 is the repair and maintenance of the BTMS, not the upgrading. Kasi ang nakita ko lang yung Batangas tsaka Manila ang merong funding ng BTMS eh. Parang kung capital outlay to, parang mag-iibang ano nila, magkakaroon talaga sila ng ano, revision doon sa ano, oo. Kaso pa, magiging upgrading na siya. RM nasa ABB. Oo.
Oo, kasi kung mag-a-upgrade ka.
Part of this is rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation eh. Rehabilitation sa
So, pang
ABB.
rehab, di ba?
Ito
Parang
talaga. Sa ABB, tas ito talaga ang title, rehabilitation.
it's more than
Ito sa ano, sa plans and program nila. Naka-program yan. Pero hindi nila.
Ito
Kasi revision na lang yan.
Ito yung revised na as of
Ano yan?
November
Oo, yung
21.
as of July. Yung ABB nila as of July. Kaya nga yung pinaka-reconcile ng controller sa kanila. Sabi nga nila, kapag-issue kami ng kaso, pero pending naman. Kasi, problem naman ng Ba't hindi na lang sa 2019 nila i-carry natin, hindi na sa 2018? Diba? Ba't hindi na sa 2019?
Yung APT natin, tatlong revisions na. So, kung i-revise na naman, hindi ba ano yun, mag-end of year? Kasi binigay tayo sa GPP, revise.
Hindi naman natin ma-award na yun natin.
Definitely hindi na. Only, pagka na-start natin yung procurement within 2018, 2018 budget. Otherwise, kung next year sasampa na after January 31, sabi niyo na 2019 na. And we have
2019, wala pa tayong approved
wala
budget.
pa. At saka, wala pa rin ang APP. We have to ano pa the APP.
So mga
Will be provided ang mga
bagusan tayo ng
Anong budget?
April, baka nga April na maka-start, usually March pa na.
I forgot to
We can
mention
proceed but we cannot
yung
award.
yung contract. This also includes na, di ba, sabi ko, rehab and upgrade. Pero ayaw, they try to avoid yung word na upgrade. So, rehab na lang. Pero, part of the contract is to put up a head office monitoring station. So, madadagdag yun sa ano. Pero, that covers the amount.
Existing ito yung contract niya.
Maintenance mo. Yung
Hindi na, meron kayo.
hindi po kasi ano eh. PMO po, nagko-kontrata rito sa JRC. Ganun din, direct contracting.
Oo, usually.
Sila, so paano yung ano, sila pa rin?
Yun nga ma'am, isang question ko. Ako yung end user ngayon eh. Hindi ako end user.
So paano yun? Kasi kung tayo ang mag-ano niyan, so dapat dito yan.
Dito,
To
ma'am.
make that the back members will sign the resolution. So yung contract.
Naka-turn over na ito sa PM.
Paano?
Pati yung
So PMO pala yung ano ng kontrata. Paano yun? Eh, you will sign as back members dito sa head office. So tapos yung kontrata.
yung contract doon.
Oh, sabi ni
yung ano sir, year in, year out, except for this, ano nga,
Hindi, pero
project.
ito,
This one,
yun.
dito sa
Dito yun.
dito na yun.
Mm.
Oh.
Iba yung sa kanila.
Tapos, sir, napansin kasi niya. Tinanong, tawag nila. Ano, kasi nakalagay sa coverage, 3 years warranty period. Plus 2 years maintenance. Tapos, parang doon sa discussion natin, lumalabas na 5-year maintenance service. Mako-consider ba na yung warranty period niya, mako-consider ba yun as maintenance period din?
Kasi for a period of 3 years, di ba, anything na install nila tapos mag-breakdown, sagot nila, that's the warranty period, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, for 9 months, install nila lahat ng equipment. After the 9-month period, they will provide PPA with 3 years. Yung 3 years na yan, they have to make sure na operational yung at 24/7. So, any defective equipment that they introduce to the system, papalitan nila yun. So for a period of 5 years, then they also committed another 2 years additional outside of the 3 years na mag-ooperate pa rin yung equipment natin for 27 on 24/7 basis. So all in all, 5 years yung ano.
So in a way nga, parang nga siya magiging maintenance, kasi tatanggalin niya yung nasira, o papalitan niya. Gagawin niyang additional, yun yung purpose naman.
Yung warranty is for the spare parts. Ganun ba ang intindi ko?
The parts that they installed during the period ng 9 months, di ba?
So, for 3 years yun. After 3 years, ang meron na lang sila
They
is
still have 2
service na
years.
lang.
2 years.
Service na lang, maintenance. So, pag may nasa yung spare parts, tayo na bibili.
Ganito ma'am, kasi yung...
Yung sa 2 years.
Okay.
Anything na masira doon, PPA na mag-solver, pero sila pa rin magsa-service.
Kailan mag-i-start yung 2 years maintenance after the 3 years warranty
Yes
period?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yung magiging libre doon, yung labor na, yung parts sa atin.
Atin na.
Hindi magkakadiferensya dun sa title na ano?
Sa rehab.
Yung sa project title. Kasi di ba parang...
Tanong ko ka, Attorney Pinky.
Dahil naman kasi, yun na talaga. Oo nga eh. Minsan pakitayo kayo ayun na ba? Baka sabihin na naman, i-incorporate nyo lahat sa ano.
Kasi sa infra natin, di ba? Para yung sa title tayo.
I am not the legal services department. Certify na. Ayan.
Plus yung concern, yung tama yung concern, nung, di ba sa PMOs, pagka-infra, yung word na maintenance, crucial tayo ron. So, pag maintenance, automatic PMO yung atin. Ngayon, ang problema yung JRC naman, cautious sila sa word na upgrading.
Hindi. No. Propose din yung una. Pero the moment na mag-prepare na kami ng contract, it's no longer propose kasi nag-NOA ka na. Tinatanggal na namin yung word. Kasi propose pa lang, pwede hindi siya matuloy. Pero when we start na yung kontrata, tinatanggal na yun. Wala ka nang makikita propose kontrata kasi contract na yun. Di ba, Gilbert?
Kasi ang isa pa sa akin ay propose na yun.
Kaya nga, sabi ko nga tanggalin ko na. Ilang grupo yun yan.
Submitted to the GM.
Ayan na kay GM na sila magpapado na ni GM. Subject to approval. Sa bata. Sabi ko, si GM pa ang magsasign ng POR. Usually tayo kasi sa goods, lagi yung end user. Tapos contract na lang si GM. Tapos si GM ang pinirma sa contract kasi POR lang naman yun eh. Kayo naman ang naglagay ng terms dun sa POR yung end user.
Hindi, pero whatever natin, sasabit sa atin yung PR.
Or you just the same, sir. So if there are amendments, sabi natin,
I-comment natin.
may amendment.
Overrule namin kayo ah.
Survey naman din si Jo. Pinipigilan ko pero ayaw talaga paawan.
O yan, subject to review pa rin ah. Sige, kailan kaya yun?
Ano din si Atty. Frank ko rin din.
Naku, aabot pa kaya to?
Mr. Chair, subject to the approval of the TOR and that the rehabilitation of the vessel traffic management system or PTMS at the ports of Manila and Batangas the pre-procurement for the rehabilitation of the BTMS at the ports of Manila and Batangas be considered as complete and that the project be the subject of procurement.
It is the new President, pre-procurement partners of the rehabilitation of the project, vessel, rehabilitation of the vessel traffic management system at the port of Manila and Batangas to be complete. And the same is subject to the procurement, subject to the submission of the POR. Thank you. Madam Secretary, do you have anything else?
None, Mr. Chair.